Oh, woman Jika, Kuzazangpo, Gemcho, Salamat Pagyabakaba, Asana Sante Bawana, Talofa, g'day, how are you? Welcome to 2023. I know it's a bit late, but I just had a couple of weeks off just relaxing and not uploading any videos to OSKAR Bento. The only one I did recently was that the overall perspective of 2022 and what I did in 2022. Anayak. So just mention a few things what I plan to do for OSKAR Bento in 2023. One of the key things what I want to do is actually fine-tune my editing. A lot of the time I'll film it and I'll edit it, then I'll upload it the same day. I got to slow that down because I'm not saying I'm disappointed. It's all practice, you know. But certain clips that I've done, whether it has been so-called arty clips or when I'm talking to camera to you about bipedal humans or even first aid or preparedness in the bush, I could have done it a little bit better. Finer cuts, perhaps choose the music a little bit better, add a few more titles if need be, because even some sentences I'll say the wrong word, and I haven't put up a subtitle as such which says, oh no, instead of saying Sasquatch or Sabe, I said San, as in Sand People of the Kalahari, or something like that, you know. So I've got to do that. I've got to sort of fine tune my editing, make it more crisper, I guess what I would call it. Slow down a bit. A few examples is one classic example which I ain't really happy with was one of the most recent ones at the tail end of 22 called Game Set Match Wilson. When I filmed the abandoned tennis court, that was very rushed, and firstly, you probably didn't have enough footage. Secondly, as you may or may not notice, there was a fence, and I could have climbed over the fence, but there were a few people around. That was a local suburb here in eastern Victoria, and the footage I got was very distant, but even so, with that footage, when I pieced it together and uploaded it, it was quite sloppy, so I will apologise for that one especially. But you know, as I say, it's all practice. You know, I aren't a professional filmmaker or blogger by any means. I'm self-taught. I'm only using my iPhone. I don't do editing on a laptop or anything like that. I do have, you know, a Sony Alpha 7 camera and a Ronin gimbal, and a Dell laptop and all of that hoo-ha. But I find that I don't need that. I can get my point across purely by using an iPhone. But yeah, as far as what I want to do in 2023, obviously edit more. I want to go out more and explore more. If I can afford it, do some weekend trips, probably camping, whether it's Central Victoria or beyond. Like what I did at Clunes when I went to the Clunes Book Festival and made that little blog or doco, whatever you want to call it, mini clip. Called Booktown. But even Booktown, in the editing, I filmed it, edited it, add music and all of that hoo-ha, and I uploaded it within 1 or 2 days. Actually, it was one afternoon when I was there at the festival. I just bought a can of Coke or Pepsi or whatever and sat on a park bench and just edited it for like, it only took me an hour. But as I say, I've got to slow down because even especially at the start of it, when I walked down Main Street of Clunes and there's these plastic tents lined up where they sell second-hand books, that was a bit sort of sloppy, but a third of the way in, halfway in, it was really, really good. And even the piecing together, it actually worked well with the beat of the music, whether it's panning shots, a typical one, and I uploaded it to the best bits, a section of it when I had that big, I think it was a copper or brass gong. And then the coloured rug or coloured tapestry when I panned past, and then the ceiling of the building with a few lights, and then it was the tractor. I probably would have deleted that tractor and put that in elsewhere because that tractor didn't really fit with the textures and tones and the beat of the music. And even when I got to the what's the word? The vintage, it's not the right word, but I'll use it anyway. When it got to the vintage shop, it's like 1800s typical gold mining hut, and there's a piano and an old stove with a black kettle on a wood burning stove. It didn't really go to the beat of the music, so I want to try and fine tune that. The start of it, that middle section with the gong and the ceiling and the rug went to the beat of the actual music, but past the tractor and that black fireplace, it didn't really work well. Mind you, I don't really intend to go to the beat of the music, but when I have done it, I think, oh shit, that's really, really good. And it pans well, flickering shots. Also what I want to do is, and I've done it more recently, use different camera angles, whether it's a sky view or panning or close up, zoom in, zoom out, or feet walking, and just use different camera angles just to break things up. A classic one of those is, I think it's close to the clip Fairy Waters, and I'm actually walking past some bracken, and it's like an aerial shot, but it's fairly close up, only about a metre above the ground. And I'm passing this bracken, and it looks really, really good. So, you know, I want to experiment with like angles and whatnot, as well as, you know, a few more titles. In case you don't know, the actual music is part of the, I don't know, see, I am an expert. The actual music it's Apple Music. It's on I use the editing software iMovies, and that's got built-in sound effects, like crickets or door closing or crowd cheering or giggles of children. I've used that a few times as well, especially with the earlier clip, the laughing billabong, when I use that, are giggling children. so those sound effects that they're actually built in. I don't like to use other people's music due to copyright infringements, but if it's free to use through iMovies, well then I will use it. Speaking of music, I do have quite a lot of percussion and woodwind instruments, you know, about 12 or so, as well as a keyboard, a fairly cheap electronic keyboard with built-in beats and whatnot, and I can change the keyboard to a drum or a synthesizer or a harp or you know, whatever. So I want to use that more. I'm going to have to learn how to add that music. There must be various chords. I can plug the chord from the keyboard directly into my phone and then play it, and then keep that music section separate, and then I can overlap the images on top of that music and cut and paste. So I want to use more musical instruments as well, for which I've got, because as I say, I don't like to use other people's music due to copyright. What else? I want to travel more, I want to edit more. Obviously I'll continue talking about my experiences with the underworld and underworld creatures, whether it is a yowie or a Sasquatch, or who knows, I might come across a bunyip. So I'll talk about my experiences, and I'll just add to that, those experiences, I aren't making that up, it's not bullshit, people. I seem to have acquired, especially since the start of COVID, even looking into videos or YouTube clips about yowies and Sasquatch and learning about them through YouTube channels such as The Facts by How to Hunt, Can Our Missing Project, Scott Carpenter, Where's My Yowie, The Fifth Kind, etc., etc., Ancient Astronaut Theory. I've learned quite a lot, and I've learned what to look out for, and I've always had a an admiration, I guess, for tribal peoples of the world, and sort of a baseline knowledge for First Nations peoples. So that baseline experience and being aware of their customs and beliefs and traditions and tribal knowledge of First Humans peoples and their ceremonies, whether it's a circumcision ceremony or a harvest ceremony, it's all being pieced together like a jigsaw puzzle. So when I'm out in the bush, I'm aware of what to look out for or what to listen for, what to look for. And my senses have been quite, I wouldn't say enhanced, but I've become more aware of the environment and of Yowie creatures, bipedal humans, through my knowledge and my heightened sense of awareness. Added to that, I am, bear with me, on one of with the facts by how to hunt, there was a writer who wrote to Steve. He basically reads out emails from people who have seen Sasquatch, etc., in the US and Canada and worldwide. One of the people who wrote in mentioned if you're a certain blood type, you're actually potentially more susceptible to being aware of these cryptid creatures and other humans, whether it's a Yeti or a Sasquatch or a Sabe or Junjiti, etc. And that's been spoken about by the Australian Aborigines as well. And that blood type is Rh negative. My blood type is ABRH brackets D negative, so I'm Rh negative. Now, apparently, though, the people with Rh negative blood, they're more susceptible. We have a baseline, because my ancestry is Scottish and English and Irish, but I'm half Scottish. I mean, I was born in Australia, but you understand where I'm coming from. So, as well as other cultures, but especially Scottish, well, Scottish is one lineage with Rh negative, probably because we were pagan as well, and I'm pagan. But the actual lineage, the ancestry of who we are as a human, whether we're a Mongoloid or Caucasian or Negroid, it all adds up. You know, it's like Homo habilis or Australopithecus blackie or Neanderthal man or Yeti or Junjiti or whatever. It all adds up, our ancestry and our blood type and our even like premonitions and dreams and so forth, and awareness of that, or deja vu, which I've spoken about before. It all adds up, people. So I believe that I've, since looking into it and being aware of it and then fine-tuning it, and because I'm in the outdoors more often than not, like I aren't working in a factory, I aren't working in an office or anything like that. I'm purely filming and filmmaking, and unless I'm home eating or sleeping, I'm out in the bush. So, you know, fair enough, I go to shopping centres and all of that, but I don't go to shopping centres for hours on end. I just buy a pair of shoes and leave, or I buy the weekly groceries and leave. I'm at least in the outdoors in a state forest or a national park at least 3 to 4 hours a day, every single day of the week. And that's helped a lot with my grounding and what to listen out for, etc. So anyway, that's a bit of history about my awareness of these other humans. Yeah, so that's about it. I'll probably leave it at that, but yeah, more clips are coming, more filming is being done. As I say, I want to slow down my editing and fine tune it, and I want to pass on more knowledge to you guys and gals, so do more exploring, etc. So yeah, you have a good year. I hope you're safe and well, and you've probably the tail end of the school holidays. Yeah, you have a good year. Always be prepared. And I will say, with the current climate of the state of the world, whether it's World War III and what's happening in Russia, in Ukraine, Taiwan, Brazil, United States, you know, various wars going on and heightened tensions, I want you to be, I aren't saying stress out and spend thousands of dollars on baked beans, band-aids and bullets, but if you can, set aside a bit of a stash for yourself, just in case when the shizzy hits the fizzy, you are prepared, or even another COVID outbreak and there's another lockdown. The last thing you want to do is, you know, the last thing, start again, the last thing you want is for another lockdown to happen and everyone rushes down the supermarket, toilet paper sells out again, flour, rice, meats, all of the basic staple goods sell out and you got no food at home purely because you've only been doing a weekly shop. You should have at least 1 month's worth of food on hand at any one time, and especially probably stock up on more with stuff like bottled water and basic necessities like tin goods, tin meats, fruits, vegetables, flour, rice, you know, tins of tuna, tins of peaches and pears, and staple foods, rice sachets and pasta sachets and all of that, just in case. Toilet paper, toothpaste, whatever it is, tampons, condoms, firewood, batteries, torches, making sure that you're up to date with paying bills, make sure you're up to date with going to the dentist or seeing a doctor or seeing a psychologist or whatever, and just getting things done, making sure your car is serviced. You know, don't put off things just in case a lockdown might occur. I aren't saying it is going to occur, and I don't want to sound paranoid, but as they say, the best thing to, the best moment to do things is in the present moment. Don't put things off if you can do it today. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for your subscriptions, etc. Remember, I am on YouTube as well as Facebook. I don't always upload my many clips or films or blogs to Facebook. Most of them are on YouTube, and only a select few go to Facebook, purely because of it's faster to upload to YouTube. And yeah, so it's up to you if you want to subscribe or like, but if you can, type in Oscar Bento for YouTube as well, so you don't miss anything. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. You be good, you be safe. Always wear a personal locator beacon when you're in the outdoors. Always have a essentials bag. Again, I'll show you mine very quickly as I move my drink to hold the camera up. Always carry an essentials bag or a backpack in the outdoors with food, mirror, handsaw, multi-tool, insect spray, bug repellent, band-aids, torch, water purification straw, handheld radio, hand cranked radio, etc., etc. Common sense items which should go in your everyday essentials bag if you're bushwalking or fishing or camping or gold prospecting, whatever you're doing. And I'll probably update my bag this year. I want to get a larger one. As you can see, it's quite bulky. So I'll buy another one, and I'll probably make another video with my updated bag as well. So yeah, okay, you be good, you have a good year, you be safe. Thank you for watching me and watching Oscar Bento, and yeah, be prepared and be happy and do your bloody homework. See ya.